Hi, my name is Tom and you are at level 30 in Mastering Einstein's Special Relativity. This is the A level for everyone and we are going to talk about the space-time interval. Let's get into it. When you watched previous levels, we discovered that reality is broken, right? It gives you a headache. We find out that our clocks are out of sync once we start moving at different speeds. We disagree about where stuff is happening, how big things are, what the distances are between things. We do not agree about when two things happen at the same time. For another observer at the other velocity might say something completely different. So the question is, if everything is relative, are there still things left that aren't relative? Well, one, of course, is the laws of physics, but there are more. We already found some of them. The speed of light is the same no matter how fast you are moving relative to the source of the light. We know proper time is a universal truth. We investigated this in the previous levels, 29. And now there is the space-time interval. Yay! So we have a number 3. Which is still left untouched after special relativity. So it's real. So we can be happy. Space-time is real. I find this photograph so good. I mean, she makes me happy just by looking at it. So what is the space-time interval? Well, you know the space-time diagram. I hope you do. In level 26, we introduced the space-time interval. But it's just imagine two things happen at different times in different locations. And we have two observers. You're one of them, I'm the other observer. And we both have different speeds. We have constant motion, right? Because that's what we do in special relativity. It's restricted to observers with a relative constant velocity or speed. But it's different. And when I write down the time and locations of these two events, and you write them down from your perspective, we will not agree about when they happened and how far apart in time they were. We will also not agree about location and the difference between locations, because that's also relative. But we will agree upon the space-time interval between these two events. So that's it. Space-time interval is a measure, I want to say distance measure, but it's a measure between two events, not on the time axis, not on the location axis, or I should say location axis, time axis, but it's the difference in space-time. And there's a little trick there to it as well. And we will calculate space-time interval and we will visualize space-time interval at the B level. And for the really daredevils who want to do rock climbing, at the C level we will actually derive space-time interval. So this is it. Congratulations. If someone asks you what is the space-time interval, you can tell them it's a delta between two events where all observers in the universe agree upon. That's the space-time interval. That's the answer. If you want to know more about special relativity, here you need to pause the video because there's so much information on this slide, but here are the first 18 levels in this series, and here the second batch all the way from 19 up to 34. If you are only interested in the headlines, you can follow the green. You are now not in the green. You are learning about the space-time interval. But if you did, and you watch this video, I encourage you to go to the B level, because the B level will be much more intuitive instead of the words just used in this A level. So I hope to see you there, and I thank you for watching.